welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then please subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my videos. In front of us we have the Tecsun PL-360. It's an AM, FM stereo, and shortwave handheld receiver. I purchased this receiver for a total of $49.99 from Amazon. And here it is. See the box, DSP technology, Tecsun. Picture of the radio, mine's black, this is silver picture. There's a bunch of little icons on the bottom here. If you wanted to kind of pause and look those over, we'll try to go over most of these features today. On the back, picture of the radio again, and more of an in-depth description of what you're buying. That's cool. Check all that stuff out. Alright, so let's go ahead and open this up, take a look. So yeah, I bought this at the same time I bought the CountyCom GP5 with a single sideband, and I figured I could feature this radio alongside the other one, because this radio saves you 35 bucks off of the purchase price of the GP5. You just have to give up the single sideband option. So if you're not into listening into hams, then you got it made. So here's some stuff. We'll go ahead and unload it here. Just gonna put this stuff to the side and we'll go over the pieces. Take everything out of here. Fun. Oh yeah, sometimes they're in there pretty tight. Get the radio out of here. Okay, so it comes, oh yeah, we've got a little pouch too. Let's show you that. And this is empty. This is came in kind of a plastic felt line thing. Alright, so what's the first thing we want to go over? We got some headphones. Pretty standard Tecsun fare, it looks like. Seen these before. Alright, next we got the high sensitivity AM antenna. So this is, and if you've seen my CountyCom, let me go ahead and just bring this down here so you guys can see the smaller stuff easier. This little guy plugs in the top of the radio to give you extra AM reception. The radio does include a little tiny ferrite antenna, but this helps boost the sensitivity. I noticed in this particular radio it works real well, so we'll give that a try tonight. Next they give us a wire to hook up to the antenna for shortwave and FM reception boost. It's pretty nice. I think it's about 16 foot of wire. I have a little clip to a spot like blinds or a twig outside, and this goes to your antenna. Pretty neat. Good to see that as a freebie. And let's see what else we got. We got the pouch here. It's like a neat little soft pouch with some Velcro. Put the radio in there, and you can use the radio's antenna still because it's got a spot for it to come out right there. That's pretty handy. And this is really cool because it has hookup for a belt or a there's certain backpacks that hold things like that too. I forget what they call that. Some of you guys might know who get out in the wild more. That's pretty neat. I like that. This is very portable. I really like the idea of this radio. The length of the radio, definitely something to get used to, and we'll talk about that. But there's the pouch for it. Cool. All right, so what we got for paperwork? Let's see. So this came from Kato. They give a warranty. That's one nice thing about Kato. If you buy Tecsun radios from them, you do get a warranty from them. So if anything ever has a problem, you don't have to worry about sending it to China. And you can just send it or give them a call and have them work with you. Cool. And then we have the manual, English manual, which is really nice. It goes over the operation of the radio, very clear and concise. There's even like a diagram there of the chip. So yeah, they go over all the basic features of the radio. And then at the back here, we have frequency chart, frequency nuts. Yeah, here's the shortwave 2300 to 22,000 kilohertz. Okay, gives you an idea of that. Power consumption, batteries. Okay, you guys need to pause and read that stuff. Okay, so we'll, like I said, go over most of that. Here is the radio. It comes in like a little plastic bag. All right. It still reminds me of a remote control. Let me bring this back up a little bit. Like a TV remote, like, hey, what's on TV tonight? But the cool thing about this radio that I like is it's handheld. I walked around the neighborhood a few times with this, and I really enjoyed how easy it was to operate it one-handed. So it was really neat. I guess that's why they made it. It is a little long, but I understand what they were going for. They were going for a device that you could easily do one-handed, plus the capacity of 3 AA batteries. So that makes this last quite a long time. So I get the design. Some people may not like it, but I actually starting to to liking it because it reminds me of almost like a scanner, like a handheld scanner. It was funny. I was walking around the neighborhood, people were looking at me thinking I was spying on them or something because it looks like a scanner or something. Like I was like mind detecting or something too. It was pretty funny. I mean, I walk around with other radios. They don't really give me a second thought, but when they saw me carrying this, they looked twice. All right, let's go over dimensions real quick. Funny little stories, I know. 6 1/8 inch high, 2 inches wide, and a depth of 7/8 of an inch. So almost an inch thick. So cool. And size comparison, I have the CC pocket. Give you an idea there. It's just much taller is what you see there. Same thickness, and of course the width deal there. Okay. And then we have, I bring out this instead of deck of cards, we'll do an Altoids tin. Somebody mentioned Altoids on one of my videos. I'm like, okay, I'll start using Altoids tins. It gives you an idea. You know, if you're a survival packer, you got your survival kit, you kind of have an idea how big it is compared to that. So, cool. And then we have the ever popular Tecsun 310ET. Now there's a size difference for you. An interesting thing to note is this takes 3 AA batteries and this takes 3 AA batteries. So there you go. Except this has quite the bigger speaker, but it tends to use the juice a little bit more. All right. So let's go over features of this radio. Yeah. So let's go ahead and this side is blank. The left side has nothing on it. The front we have Tecsun. Let me get some light over here. There we go. We have the LCD display. You'll see here battery on the left shows how much charge you have. Here we have on the right the display showing the alarm time, and you can toggle that by hitting this button, display. It's going to show you the temperature, so alarm time and temperature while the radio is off. And I believe it has a light on each side. This display is really nice. I got to show it now. It's actually really cool. Let's see if we can just hit that button again. Yeah, that's a really pleasant, especially at night. Really nice, really bright, easy to read. Love that. Turn that back on. Okay, so with the bit, let's go over to buttons. There's quite a few of them. We have a time set button, alarm set button, FM stereo to mono, X is your lock feature, display button we just used. Of course, you saw the time on there too. I didn't mention that. 24-hour clock time. Here we have a memory button for storing stations. Here we have a delete function, delete stations. Also toggles our 9 to 10K step mode when the power is off. Here we have 3 buttons that kind of work together. You can see this word scan. We have an easy tune mode button, frequency select button, and a mode select button. It also toggles as our charge or battery type setting. So you can set it from alkaline, which I have it on now, alkaline batteries. And if you have rechargeables, you select the chargeable mode with this button here. So when you plug in your charger, it starts charging your rechargeables. Here we have the power button. Also functions as your sleep. So if you press and hold it, it'll come up with sleep options. Here we have 4 buttons, medium wave, FM, and then 2 buttons for shortwave. And this middle word here, ATS, stands for auto tuning storage. Okay, so it's pretty neat. We'll go over that a little bit if we can. We have time. Right hand side, we have a tuning wheel, which is notched. And of course, when you move it, the light comes on. Volume, analog volume control. It's not notched, nice and smooth. There's a mini USB in to charge the rechargeable batteries if you have installed. Bottom of the radio is nice and flat. You can stand this. I probably wouldn't recommend it, but you can stand it. Cool. All right. In the front here, we have a 1.5 inch speaker. And let's see, on the back, we have this really long belt clip. And this really cool like notch here. It almost reminds me of those quick release, like you hook it and it turns and locks. I think that's what that's for. Even though it doesn't come with that mechanism, but maybe certain belts have that. Again, I'm not a police officer or a security guard, but they'd probably know exactly what that is. Okay, down on the bottom here, we have the battery compartment that holds those 3 AA batteries. We have the frequency chart there, made in China. A little holographic sticker. All right, top of the radio, we have the antenna, which extends out to a whopping 18 inches. Does not pivot, of course, it's straight, but I haven't had a problem with that. AM antenna, that's where the ferrite bar plugs into. You just push that in, and this will extend the range of the medium wave. It's pretty good. And then here we have the headphone jack. I use the headphones. It's okay. You get FM stereo. There's a lot of background hiss at low levels. I like to listen at low levels, so that bugs me a little bit. But I noticed that on all my inexpensive Tecsun radios. 310 does it, 3.8. Oh, 310 not as much. But some of the like the I don't know, I think the 606 did that to me, a little bit of hiss on the back end there, on the low end on the analog, not the analog, the headphone port, but the R9012s, you know, the inexpensive guys, the 9710s, they all have that background hiss. Okay, so let's go as we get the different bands. So before I even turn this on, we are going to talk about the FM band. So the FM band, let me just make sure this is down, turn it on here. So we'll go to FM. And so to tune the radio, I'm going to leave it off here because I don't want any copyrights, and we'll do a little audio check with my radio Todderbert. You can tune it by slow tuning, and it goes by 10 kilohertz steps. Real fine tuning on the FM band. Don't know why you need it. I haven't really found a need for that. It just makes it harder to get through. So if you go faster, it starts going by the 100 kilohertz steps. So just kind of an odd way to tune it. It's better to do an easy tune mode and have it find the stations for you. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do an audio test real quick, and I'm just going to cruise on down here. This is the best way to do it because I do not have any memory set up on this radio. So let's go ahead and go to 98.1, and we'll turn on Radio Todderbert and do a little test on the audio. I'm sure you're going to want to hear what it sounds like. And then before we do that though, I want to show you this. This is your signal strength indicator, signal to noise ratio. And then you can change it by hitting display, alarm. You can show how hot it is in the room, and the time. It's pretty nice. Most people like to see the frequency. I mean the signal strength. So let's go ahead and see what Radio Todderbert's doing. Turn that on. Turn up my volume. I'll tell you right away, this is geared for voice, not for hard rock. Okay, so that gives you just a basic idea of the sound. As far as the FM reception goes, it's pretty good, like most Tecsuns are, like the 310 and 380s. But I noticed when I took this outside that, here you can see it's an FM stereo there. You can see that. The radio had a hard time holding the stereo signal outside when I walked around. And I hated having, because this is a fixed antenna, I couldn't just move the antenna one way or the other. I actually had to move the whole radio. So that was kind of annoying. And you know, my little, my little portable Sanjin, like I just had a little Sanjin. This guy right here, this actually had better stereo reception than this radio. So this fits a different world completely. So if you're, I would be honest with you, if you're looking for a portable AM/FM radio, this is probably not the one to buy. But if you're looking for a shortwave radio that you can handle with one hand and then has the optional AM and FM, this is definitely the way to go. And the ability to extend the AM performance, which is really cool in this radio. So just letting you know, portability, a little tougher to walk around with. And reception-wise, like I said, I love listening to stereo, and it just wasn't coming in as well. But it still got 40 stations during the day, which is pretty good. But I had to find myself turning off the stereo so I could listen to them properly. So in a nutshell, FM is good, selectivity is good. It's just the stereo lock is more difficult on this radio than the say the Sanjins. So giving you an idea on the FM. So let's go ahead and cruise to the shortwave. So hit the shortwave button. You have two buttons there. They go up and down for meters. So you can see here changing. I'm going to go ahead and extend the antenna. And while I'm talking, we'll listen. I'm going to hook up my little wire that I have on the window, my Tecsun wire from my 380. Put that on there. See if I don't bump into anything. We'll go ahead and turn it up. There we go. We're setting on 15. Yep, cool. 15 megahertz, rocking it. So what we do here is we can, the cool thing is you can scan within the band. So to scan within the band, the ATS, you can do automatic search, or what they call auto tuning storage in one particular band, which we'll do by hitting the up arrow, I believe. Yes, with the current band only. So you hold this button down, and now it's going to search and try to find any stations within this band, and only this band. So, and the neat thing about it too is if you listen to this band in the future and you do the same procedure, it'll actually add to the presets instead of deleting them, overwriting them, which is really nice. But if you do this other one, this down arrow one, that does all the shortwave, and it'll rewrite all the stations. So, something to keep in mind. And we're just going to do a little quick here, and then we'll go down a few steps, see if we can hear anything else in the shortwave tonight. Okay, I found the clock signal. And that was it. So, okay, let's go down a band. Got a few, I guess. And start here. And what we'll do is we'll do a frequency scan with this button here. So you press and hold the VF button. So we got some kind of music on 5 megahertz there. So the VF scan is pretty cool. You press and hold that and it'll actually start scanning forward like a browse feature. It'll stop and let you listen to whatever it is. And then you can stop on that station, hit memory. Like right now I can just add to memory by pressing and holding memory. And then it's on preset 2 now. And then we'll hit this again. Scan forward. So it actually went the wrong way. So if it goes the other way, then make sure you tune up so it goes the direction you want it to. But here we go. We found a station. We can put that in memory. Memory 3. All right, so let's go ahead and scan up. Press and hold. Okay. So I found this music station again. We'll see what else it finds. Going into different bands now. That's pretty cool. You can just add them as they go. It's pretty neat. So,
and having done all to stand. La genuflexión es simplemente doblar una rodilla. And high. Hope it shall be flowing. Broadcasting on international.
hold on an angle so you can get the whole thing in view. Okay, so there we go. Little quick. This does really well in the shortwave. I'm pretty impressed with it. Pretty happy. Put this antenna down. So that auto tuning storage, as we were doing there, I was like, first I was just doing the frequency scan, and then you can go to your mode, memory mode, and go through those presets. Put my antenna back up, show you that. So pretty cool. You can scroll through your memory presets. I like that, especially if you have a lot of shortwave stations. You just start plugging them in during the day, the night, and then you can just go scroll through them. That's the easiest way to tune this radio, is using the memories, which is really good. So I'm going to go over the memories real quick, and then we'll go to the medium wave. So memories, we have a total of 450 memories in here, presets, I like to call them. And the book says memories, and then it says presets. So I like using the term presets. So you get 100 on the FM band, 100 on the medium wave band, and 250 on the shortwave band, which is great. And then you have ETM, the easy tune mode, and when you use that, that's temporary storage. You get an additional 450. So on top of the permanent storage, you have the temporary storage too that you can use if you're traveling. Just a really neat feature to have. So I enjoy that. We'll do an easy tune mode on the AM band here shortly. So what I found with this radio, I have to turn this radio off. When you're using this antenna, this auxiliary antenna for the AM band, plug it in first and then turn the power on. I found that it seems to show up better. I don't know if it works better, but I noticed the frequency signal noise ratio up here, is reading properly with that plugged in, then adding it in later. So we're going to go ahead and go to medium wave, and we'll go ahead and go to the bottom of the band. Oops, we're in the wrong mode. Go to frequency mode, and then scroll it on down. It's only a headache. I wish it had a direct entry. That'd be really nice. Okay, this thing doesn't know if I want to go fast or slow. So we'll just kind of cruise on up so we can find anything far with it.
Honoring what is deserving of honor, the Dennis Prager Show.
It's a local station.
At 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
So as you know, with the manual tuning on FM, the slow tuning is 10 kilohertz and the fast is 100 kilohertz. On medium wave, you have the 1 kilohertz stepping, as you saw, which is nice. You can kind of get in close to a station. And then you can do 9 or 10K step, of course, depending on what location you're in. And then shortwave, you can go slow 1 kilohertz stepping or 5 kilohertz for the fast mode. I'll talk to you about that. So let me go ahead and grab my sheet of stations, and we'll go ahead and just go real quickly. We'll see if we can find any distant stations with this, and go from there. Let's see if we can find Nashville. There we go. I don't play it. Yeah, it's one of those things where YouTube's cracking down. They had this whole thing about it.
Working with coaches that he trusts and stuff like that.
So this is the Score local station. I love listening to it.
I still think you'll see him in
And it sounds really good on the medium wave. Talk radio, news radio. It's just classic radio shows. They sound really good on this. And even shortwave sounds really nice. It's built for voice.
What position do you see him playing?
right field. I think he's going to be a right fielder, and I think he's going to be a pretty good.
Let's take it up to 690. So we pick up. That's a hard one to grab. So this is WLW, Cincinnati, 300 miles.
They proudly stand for the national anthem, Hand on Heart.
WGN local.
$38.5 billion state.
So this is CFZM, Toronto, Ontario. Again, I don't hover on the music stations. So we're going to go ahead and go to 750. I thought I heard Atlanta coming in. Yeah, it's coming in good. WSB Atlanta, Georgia, 630 miles.
Cook County
WJR Detroit. It's gonna. Has like interference on 830. WHAS, Louisville. This is KOA Denver. Okay, and then we'll just do a couple more and we'll call it here. So that's 880. Let's go up to, say, Pittsburgh. Go up to 1020. Actually, you know what? 880. Okay. Pittsburgh's 1020. Yeah, I've noticed these receivers aren't like fantastic DXers. I'm almost helping it by touching it. We'll go to one more station here. Let's go to, let's see, 1140, Richmond, Virginia. 665 miles, WRVA. Okay, so that gives you an idea of the AM. It does pretty well. I love it for the locals and semi-locals. Works really good for that. And, you know, you might need one of those extended variant bars for the AM reception. So let's go ahead and turn that off. We'll do our final thoughts. Let me pull that off there. All right, so the Tecsun PL-360 sells for about $50. I'll be honest with you. If you want a shortwave AM/FM portable radio, you might want to get something like this here, because I think this is even less money, or close to the same price. You get a better speaker, the quality of the sound's good. The only problem is it's pretty hard to operate one-handed. You know, you'd be like, trying to, you know, you'd be flipping around with this thing. It'd be hard. You could probably do it, but it's not. It's going to be a better experience. But if you're at home a lot, or you're, you know, you can set this down a lot, this is what you want to buy, the 310ET. And I'll put a link for this one here because this is actually a really nice radio. I love the auxiliary input for the antenna. So that's just a little plug for this radio. This radio does a better headphone experience and a better, like I said, better audio quality. Uses the same amount of batteries. Has direct entry keypad, which I really miss on the 360. So yeah, those are little things. And this has better AM reception for sure. By far better. Okay, going back here though, you know, you get a lot of features for the money too. You do get an alarm. You do get the clock. You get the, you know, everything in a little small package. You know, I know it's a long remote style, but you get this really easy to hold device that, like I said, reminds me of a almost like a walkie-talkie or like a radio. Like I'm going to talk to like on a satellite phone because it's easy to operate all one-handed. That is definitely its saving grace, because a lot of people like this form factor because of that one reason. One-handed, they have their good shortwave, and I'll be honest with you, this does pretty well on the shortwave. I'm pretty happy to hear what I'm hearing on it. Pretty amazed, and to hear my local AM stations in a pinch is nice, and of course my FM. So this fits a certain crowd, I would say, definitely. So if you're one of those people that this form factor looks perfect for, by all means, give it a go. It's high quality. It's built very well. The buttons feel very good. They're raised up nice and easy to, even though they're small, they're easy to use. And the features are really nice on it. With all the storage you have, it makes it a little easier to navigate and use. So there you go, the Tecsun PL-360. Like I say, it's similar to the GP5. I'll put a link up there. The County Com. That one, the only difference is they have a dedicated single sideband, which you can do. You can hear your ham radio operators, which is really cool, but you got to spend $35 more to get it. So there you are. Big big thumbs up if you like the video. If you like the radio. If you're new and you like these radio reviews, subscribe, hit the bell icon. I try to put a video out every evening with a new radio, something different, something fun, a revisit, just a ton of stuff, ton of material we go over. And if you want to talk about the PL-360, comment below. Do you own one? Do you use it every day? Tell me what you do. You know, tell me how you use it. Tell me how you carry it. You know, what's your best use for it. You know, how do you utilize it the best? Because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like the form factor. You know, it doesn't do this, doesn't do that. But there's other people that love this style concept. So, and I want you to tell me why you love it. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Goodbye.